not supposed to be this sticky. Hi everyone, my name is Lena and welcome back to my channel. Today's a new day. We're going to be heading to the house to do some work here shortly. On my to-do list, I'm going to be re-glazing this old window that we purchased. We decided to get a different window for the bathroom because the existing window was, one, it was pretty water damaged around the jamb, and just two, it was a little awkward sized for the wall. We wanted to get one that was slightly bigger since we have the opportunity because the wall was just rebuilt. We were able to make the choice to get a new one, which we opted for, which I will show the window that we got. But yeah, I'm going to be working on reglazing that and just cleaning it up to the best of my ability. So yeah, let's head there now. I'm going to be removing some paint from the window that we got. Our goal is to eventually stain it, so practicing precaution with my gloves. I'm going to be putting a mask on. Also, we did lead test it. It came back positive, so I'm going to be super careful. I have my handy dandy mask here that I'm going to be wearing.
This side, so I'll show you how to do it. Here's a new glazing point. Oh, basically, you just take a putty knife, line it up, try not to push down the glass real hard.
Saw that? There was a bug.
There's lots of bugs.
Alright, closer. So, yesterday I tried to glaze this window, but evidently... Oh god, you saw that?
No.
That was the bug I was talking about. Okay.
Were they attacking you?
No, it was crawling on my arm. Yesterday, so I tried glazing this window, but I read the instructions and I realized I had it in my hands, and I was told that like it's supposed to be cold, like putty, and you're supposed to warm it up in your hands. I took it out of the container and it did not feel like putty. It felt like, you know, that sand that we used to be advertised like as children, like you put it in and you play with it and you mold it. I'll put a clip in if you know what I'm talking about. That's what it was like. And I read the instructions and I realized you're not supposed to be applying it.
It felt like sand?
It didn't feel like sand, but it felt really sticky and you can pull it, and it's supposed to be like putty, so you're supposed to be able to like sit there and make it warm, but it's so hot out. It was like 91 degrees yesterday that it was just too soft to work with. So I still need to glaze this, but if you want to show a little closer, we went ahead and put these glazing points in. So that's what this is, and there's some here, they're like all over.
It's hard for me to get them, they're really tiny.
Yeah, they're really tiny. I actually have a clip of me showing it, but yeah, the reason it's white too is because you're supposed to prime it in order for the glazing compound to stick to the window. But yeah, this window is pretty much good to go. I sat there yesterday and I scrubbed any like paint that was like in random areas, so it'll be a nice and clean application once we get it done. Okay, so I took the camera from Tyler, and he's going to show you what he spent yesterday doing.
Yeah. So welcome back to the bathroom. I believe the last thing that everyone had seen about the bathroom was probably me building this pony wall. And it's exactly as it was left off. There's still no outlet here. It exists. It's pretty strong. I definitely stood on it a few times yesterday. But yesterday, my parents came by, and my dad helped me install this ceiling structure up here. So you can definitely tell what's new and what is old. So the ceiling originally was on top of this really old wood, but I don't feel the best about this old wood. I feel like whenever we re-roof the house one day, we may be taking some of this like really old stuff that doesn't look too hot out. So I wanted to build a structure that we could hang our ceiling from and feel good about in case we needed to remove the old stuff. So my dad and I did all of this. We did not record it, mainly because it was not enjoyable or really entertaining. It was a lot of caveman-like grunting.
I was gonna say too, the space is not that big, and you have to think
really
these big ladders. There's one, and then here's the other.
Yeah.
They took up most of the space, which makes recording kind of awkward.
It was horrible. I would not recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say too, the dark wood that you're seeing here. When we do plan in the future to re-roof our house, and we will be addressing that when we get there. The big thing right now is that it's not really leaking.
Yeah, it's not leaking. It's just that it had leaked in the past, like the dark spots and like the white spots. It's like super old water, like 100-plus-year-old water damage that just ended up getting fixed, and now the stuff is dry, but it just doesn't look the best.
Yeah.
So I just kind of I didn't want to rely upon it if we don't have to. But yeah, we have a ceiling structure now, and whenever we get there, there's a few things that I have to do first before we get there, but Lena and I had talked about what we're going to do for the ceiling. And we have a little bit of a surprise. It's not drywall. It's definitely going to be something a little more interesting than drywall, something very unique that we both came up with.
Yeah, wait, hold on, I'm going to place the camera down. I was also going to say, we have zero experience drywalling. So
I am not competent at drywalling.
Yeah, so we're gonna try our hand at drywalling for the first time in this room, just as a test to see whether or not we can do it anywhere else in the house. But the reason that we kind of went with a creative solution with the ceiling is because, I feel like since we've never drywalled before, it makes sense to...
Also, it's a ceiling. It's kind of hard to put drywall up on a ceiling if you've never done it before.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, we are going to drywall. We're going to drywall this wall that you can see over here.
Yeah.
Because this wall, long term, we plan to wallpaper. So if we do a really bad job at drywalling, it should be okay as long as there's wallpaper over it. But we could try it out and make mistakes on this one.
Yeah, and then hold on, I'm going to show. So the window that I'm working on outside, the old window used to be here, so it's going to be here.
It wasn't exactly centered. It was kind of like oddly in the corner.
Yeah,
it was generally in this area.
It was really weird because it was like more to the left than it was centered, but we're going to center the window, and that's currently what, we're going to have to do that after I finish glazing the window.
And this is not the window height. I just want to make sure everyone understands. This is not the window height. We're going to have to cut this to whatever the height is.
Yeah, they were just using that to
It just needed to be there.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, so the window will come along. I'm very excited to get the window in and get everything more settled. The window is going to be really important too because it's kind of dark in here since we removed the window.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it will definitely help with lighting and also just make the room feel better.
Yeah, and also we are replacing this door. We're replacing this door with a glass door, which we talked about in the past, but we really want to maximize the amount of light entering this room.
Yeah.
And also it's not a big deal if there's glass here because there's plenty of ways to make it more private, but the whole thing for us is just light.
Yeah, and also, long term, we'll probably add another window in this room. Not right now, though.
Yeah, our goal, maybe, when we go to reside the house, is to add maybe, a clerestory window.
Yeah, or Yeah, like a stained glass clerestory window, something like that.
Yeah.
Or even just like a big stained glass window. You can't see through it then.
Yeah, that's
That would be
right.
nice. Hello everyone. So today we're back at the house. It's, I don't know, like 6 o'clock now
Yeah.
on like a Monday. After we worked. So now we're back here and we're gonna do a few things today. Do you want to talk about what you're gonna do?
Yeah, so I actually have some glazing in my hand. I'm gonna finish glazing this window because it was too hot to finish it over the weekend. Hopefully I can get that done. I've seen a bunch of videos where people have been doing it, and one person described it as fun. I've yet to see that. I've yet to see that, but you know, I'm gonna try to work through it. I've got my gloves on. I'm gonna put a mask on because I was reading the ingredients, and I think it's bad to smell this, so we're gonna be quick.
It's linseed oil, right?
I think it's fine. I don't know. I'm gonna put a mask on anyway. But yeah, and then you're gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna prime a bunch of panels. So the panels that we're gonna put on the ceiling of the bathroom, I'd like to prime the back of those just so that they don't get moldy.
Yeah, we have this Zap primer that's like anti-mold. Is it Zap? I don't know. It's like a white
Oh, it's
primer.
the Kills one.
It's Kills. Yeah.
To like stop mold from going on it, because I don't really want those to get moldy in the ceiling, because the ones that were there before got wet at one time.
Yeah,
Were definitely moldy.
We're just trying to make sure we do everything in our power to prevent it from happening again. But I'm going to be glazing the window. You're going to be painting, and then eventually you'll be staining the other side of the panel.
Yeah, maybe not today. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's do it. As I was saying, I already have this in my hand, so I'm just going to be like rolling it into little like hot dog shapes, and then all along the side here, and then yeah, I'm going to start in this corner on a small part of the window just to see how it goes, because this is my first time doing it. But yeah, let's go ahead and try it. So I'm about halfway done glazing. I'm finding that it's like icing a cake. Like you can sit there and you can keep on trying to perfect it, but the more you do it, the worse it gets. And at a certain point, you kind of just have to take a step back and accept that it's good enough. But I did this side, and I'm about to do this side. And how long do you think it's taken me?
About an hour.
An hour. It's my first window
Maybe
I've ever.
45 minutes.
It's my first window I've ever glazed, so trying to perfect the method, because we anticipate having to glaze the rest of the windows in the house once we get to that stage. So I'm thinking that this is like good practice. Also, I wanted to point out, look at Tyler painting. Maybe not. There she is, all done.
I was scared it was going to drop
Yeah,
it. It looks really good.
it kind of got super dark out, so we brought out the flashlight to do the last bit of the glazing, but I think we're gonna call it a night. It's, you know what time it is? My hands are
Yeah.
super dirty.
7:22.
7:22. All right. Well,
You didn't spend that much time. You did a really good job.
thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to have it done. I was honestly kind of intimidated to do it, but after watching that video of that person having fun, I was like, I can have fun too.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday now. So this Wednesday, I actually had half a day at work. And I'm really excited about that, because I just feel like this is now the time that we really need to get things done. So Lena's still at home. She's still working. And today I'm going to try to tackle framing out this window, so making a window jamb, but also getting the rough opening made, and potentially even doing the exterior trim. I'm not really sure if I'll get there. But the name of the game today is progress. Things have been really slow going. I don't know if this really comes across on camera, but it's like every day we come here, we get one thing done, and then it immediately becomes dark, and then we just have to stop. And today I really want to get a lot of things done because I have a lot of time. I mean, time is on my side today, and we're almost nearing the month point in which we have a month until we move in. So I just really feel like we need to get something done in this bathroom, and we really need to get this window done. We needed to get the window done like last week, or even the week before then, but things happen, and things always take a lot longer than planned. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm doing today. Let me grab a camera. So here's our window. I currently have it sitting out in the sun. When Lana glazed it a few days ago, and it's still super wet. Glazing takes like 30 days to dry. So I'm trying to speed that up a little bit by putting it in the sun whenever I can. But here's our window, and here's actually the old window frame. So this window frame is a different size than our new window. Our old window is over there, if you could see it. But we basically need to build one of these for this window. So I'm not necessarily trying to recreate the style exactly. I can't really reuse any of the wood, so I've just been kind of taking hints from this window frame so that I can design the one for the new window. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is I'm actually going to cut down this piece of lumber that we had in the yard. This is like really old wood. And I wanted to try to reuse some of this wood that we have. Here's actually our pile of old lumber. Some of this stuff is huge, and it's perfectly good lumber. A lot of it's like really old growth stuff that's really strong, and I'm just going to try and reuse as much as I can, especially for this window frame. So here is where the window will be installed on the house. And I did just want to note that we plan on making this into a sunroom after we move in, hopefully sooner rather than later. We plan on making this into a sunroom, so we can make mistakes here. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Our window doesn't have to be 1,000,000% weathertight and last 100 years, because it's ultimately going to be put into a sunroom, hopefully within a month or two. However, this is a really good learning exercise, because eventually we're going to reside this house, and we're going to have to pull every window, so we're trying to learn as we go, and I'm really trying to learn as much as I can on this window and try to get a sense of what we're doing, since we can make mistakes here and we have a little bit of wiggle room, but I want to learn what we're doing, sooner rather than later. With that, I got my table saw here, and I'm going to cut this down, and then we're going to start making a window jamb. Alrighty, so Lena has now arrived, and she brought me some pocket screws. So now that I have some pocket screws, I can begin putting my window jamb together. Now we have everything laid out. Here's our window jamb once again. So here are the side pieces. So talked about before, like this. And then here's the top piece that I cut down. It's definitely not perfect, but it'll work. And just gonna attach them all together. Yeah, that'll work. And then we got our pocket holes on the side. So I realized that I should probably dry fit this before putting it all together, just to make sure everything is like totally okay. Yeah, it looks great. This is looking really nice. I like the edges. This one just be good tolerances. It looks really good and really professional. I mean, it's definitely got a little bit of character to it, because this wood was used for something else. You can actually see like the nail holes and everything, but I'll go ahead and fill them. This is all going to be painted anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Alrighty, so now we have our finished window and jamb. I'm really proud of it. I'm really happy with the way this looks. Let me pick it up so that you can see it. It looks like it's supposed to, which is incredible. I feel very happy that I was able to accomplish this. I did not know how this would go. we've never done anything like this before, and it was a little complicated. This is unfortunately only part of the battle, though, because we still need to put this jamb into the wall. And we got to put all the trim on the outside and inside, and that's really complicated. We also haven't even built any of this, so I think that we need to just keep hammering away at it and see how much we can get done. Mylar, it's so reflective.
So I think that completing the ceiling will be the first major step. It's been pretty slow going, but I feel like we're finally seeing some progress.
Yeah, and glimpses of what it's going to be.